All right, y'all. Hi, how are y'all today? So today I am going to talk about, as you can see on the title, white women stats. Okay, now this is going to be interesting, okay? Because this bothered me as well, okay? All these stats bothered me, but this one really bothered me. It rattled me because, and let me, before I get into it, I know I've been gone for a little bit, just been working, things like that. I am great. I am fine. But this one, it took me a minute to do. I was tired, but I also realized over all the 5 years, but the almost 11 years I've had herpes, I have noticed there is barely any stats on white women or white men with herpes. That bothers me because the information on Mexican Americans or Hispanics or blacks is high, and it's no stats really on Caucasians. That's crazy. If I was Caucasian and I looked at that and I'm looking at my stats, I would be like, okay, it's really no stats, so do we get it or not? Based off this, it says 12% for whites. It doesn't say men really. They say, typically more women get genital herpes than men. That's just a general statement. But it really didn't break down. And if you read stats go up and down based off the years. We don't have any stats. No, if you go on CDC, the stats are typically 2 years behind. So typically if you find any stats now, it's 2019 compared to 2020. And right now we're not really going to expect them to really give us any stats on STIs because of COVID and things of that nature. But I'm not gonna lie, this is bothering me for my clients. So if they come to me and they're asking me about stats, I don't have much. I don't have much to give them other than 12%. And my whole thing, 12% is still a number that is like 12% for who? Women or men? Both. What not? But truthfully, when I look at stats for anything, they always are really talking from a woman's standpoint, because they're saying, let's be honest, women go to the doctor more than men do. Across the board for most races. Okay, it's just the truth. So it just bothers me that when it's time for me to serve my clients, that number is too vague. It's too vague. It's general. It's not even going into detail. Just like if I looked at any other race that goes into telling me why their stat is what their stat. They're not telling me only 12% of whites or Caucasians have herpes. They're not telling me because their sexual behavior is risky. It's not because of lack of education. It's not telling me any of that. It just says 12%. So you're not telling me why their numbers look like their numbers look. For every other race, it's stating a number, a reason. It's no reason why 12% white. That's a disservice. That's a disservice for someone who's finding out their status and they're white, or they identify themselves as white or Caucasian, and they don't have any stats. That's irritating. That's so irritating, even from a black chick. That's irritating for a person who served Caucasian. That's irritating because there's no way you're not telling me why they have their stats. Even since their stats are lower than anybody, why their stats low? Why do they have this stat? Period. It's no number. This is why I don't like stats, because at the end of the day, it picks and chooses who they want to talk about, how they want to talk about them, and the lack of information they want to give. I feel like every single stat I have given has been wrong in some way. And I do not like it. It sucks because if it represents you, you are not fully getting the education you need, and you do not know how to move forward. And that's one thing that I absolutely hate about herpes, is the herpes research. Is the fact of it, the information is too vague, it's too vague, or it's too judgmental, or it's discriminating against, or racist. Just point blank, period. All of it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I feel like if we as a community want us to really get something done, let's get proper stats. Let's get proper education. Because if we want these numbers to go down, we got to get proper education. And if we really want to know the numbers, we really have to take the time to make sure they are representing us all correctly. Okay? Not just picking race by race. But if you're going to pick a race, make sure you're representing that race correctly. And they're not doing it. And that's why we all looking at each other like, what should we do pertaining to herpes? How can I say, okay, I end up getting, what if I'm dating outside my race? How is my race and your race put together? What's the risk with us? Okay? They ain't bringing that up either, because interracial couples are very high. Okay, so see, we're leaving out a lot of things. We're leaving out a lot of things that's vital to talk about. If you cannot see yourself in stats, you don't know how to move forward. We have to make sure we have stats for everybody, and not picking and choosing, and not choosing to pick on one race over the other. That has to stop if we want to really kill what's going on with the community. Our problem is that we're not getting education. We're not getting any medical support of any sort, truthfully, when it comes to how the doctors move, how they speak to us, how they support us mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's no support there. Oh, let's not move to mental health. Yes, we got great therapists and things like that, but many people are scared to go to their therapist itself because they feel like their therapist won't understand, because most therapists are not doctors, so they will not understand herpes. So I feel like that's a disconnect there. And then on top of that, it's just, we need more. We need more. They need to stop sweeping herpes under the rug like it's not causing mental illnesses. Why it's not causing people to go to the hospital in so much pain. That has to change. That has to change. So that's my 2 cents. I'm done. Ladies, I am so sorry. And guys, it wasn't no stats for y'all. That's beyond stupid to me. And I mean it when I say stupid. That's beyond stupid to me. Because at the end of the day, you guys are getting herpes as well, and you will want to know your own stats, and they're not even offering it to you. That's not fair. Not fair. I don't like it. It's not fair in no shape or form. So, guys, y'all know where I'm at. You know where to find me. If you're still dealing with depression, suicidal thoughts, trauma, dealing with your herpes diagnosis, need some help with disclosing, any of that, guys, y'all know where to find me. Go book your session. If you're in Atlanta, come on, bring your mask and let's do a session in person. Also, guys, I counseled the virtual meet and greet. The ticket sales was low, so I just canceled it. So guys, if you bought a ticket, you have already been refunded, so look for that, and things of that nature. It'll probably take a couple of days. So that has been canceled, guys. So we're gonna try that again at the end year. If it does not work, I ain't worried about it. It's not something to fret. Also, guys, make sure if you want products, make sure you get your products. I'm almost sold out of many of the products now. If I was telling you guys, I am going to do a relaunch of the products with new labels and things of that nature. So it's important that you get the rest of this inventory. When it's gone, it's gone. And I'm not going to sell any more products till April, which is only 2 weeks, like almost 2.5 weeks away. But at the end of the day, when it's gone, it's gone. And then we're going to go from there. So make sure you get your products still 40% off. So take advantage of that as well. And also, if you're looking for courses, if you just find out your herpes diagnosis, make sure you get the free course 72 hours after. Really good course. If you still are struggling in your diagnosis, you still need to take that course. It'll be beneficial to you. Also, how to disclose and sex after the course is only $15. Take advantage of that as well. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, STD Life Coach, just to see what I'm doing, things like that. And I can follow y'all and see what y'all doing in y'all lives and things like that. So I love you, and I will see you guys on Friday.